So here's our Langton's AMP program. We have a simple UI for it here. As you can see, we have a start stop button, a label here to display the amount of moves the ant's currently made, and then we have our 2D cellular grid, which is 64 by 50, which is big enough to display the total pattern and get to the emergent behavior of the ant, which will show. And the ant starting position here is in the center. The ant's represented by this red square, and you can see it move back and forth to make the patterns as we started here. So we'll go ahead and stop it here after a couple hundred moves. You can see it's kind of formed a simple pattern here. It's kind of symmetrical, which is kind of neat how the two simple rules can make the symmetrical pattern here in just a couple moves. So that's the first behavior that the ant forms, but shortly after this, it gets into the chaotic behavior where just by looking at what the ant's doing, you can't really determine what move the ant's going to make or if it's going to make a certain pattern yet. It's not distinguishable. So, and then the chaotic behavior goes on for most of the execution here. So we get to about 10,000 moves. So it is a majority of the ant's movement. It is important to note here that the ant can move in any cardinal direction at any step it takes, but it does use its current direction and the state of the cell it's on to determine which way it's going to move, either 90 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise. You can also notice here from the center point where it started, it's kind of diverged outwards, closer to the edges as it goes along making its moves. So yeah, you can see here it's gotten pretty chaotic. You can't really tell which way the ant's going to go just by looking at it. Even if we slowed it down, you still wouldn't be able to tell. So we'll just let it run here for a couple more thousand moves until it gets into the emergent behavior, which will show. So we're going to be coming up on the emergent behavior here on the left. Yeah, it's happening right now. You can see the repeated patterns here. So each repeated pattern is about 100 moves, and it would repeat all the way until the ant gets off the grid, which we determine, and then we stop its execution. But if you let this run forever, it would just keep going. It would just keep repeating the same pattern, and you can see how the ant finds its emergent behavior within its chaos that it's created here. And it took about 10,600 moves in order to do this on our size grid. So yeah, that's Langton's ant. That's it.